All right, this is a quick demo of the QuickBooks invoice automation workflow I just set up for a client. So starting over here, we've got a watcher on Gmail that runs every hour looking for specific subject lines and specific from email addresses that will contain the numbers for services that are rendered. We parse the number from the subject line. It'll always be in the subject line. And then we set some global variables that we're going to use down the line, regardless of which direction we go on this router. The flows are the same either way. It's just if the subject contains purchase order, we do need to do some additional work on it here, parsing it. If it just contains clutch PO, then we can just go directly into Google Sheets. We match the number in the subject line from the email to the stock number in Google Sheets. We then do some work to set the due date on the invoice we're creating, which is going to always be the 10th of the next month. And then we get the SKU number from the products that the customer got that we tracked in Google Sheets. We then search QuickBooks for that SKU number to get the product, and that'll give us the price and the title of the product. And from there, we create a new invoice. We set the unit price that we got from the search items. The subject is the description. That just matches nicely. The quantity is always going to be 1. Unit price will always be the same price we use there. The item ID is going to map in QuickBooks to the actual name of the product. The date is the date the service was rendered that we store in Google Sheets. We've got the tax code. The document number is going to be the actual invoice number that we create in QuickBooks. Using the row number will ensure that we do not ever create duplicate invoices. And then the due date's just the 10th of the next month that we set here. From there, if it errors out, it would error out because we tried to create an invoice with a row number that already exists as an invoice. And this will prevent us from ever creating duplicate invoices. If it does error because there's a duplicate invoice, we just drop it because we do not want to create 2 invoices for the same item. From there, we download the invoice and then create a draft in Gmail that we attach the invoice to and set the subject message and to email address in here. We're doing this initially because we want to, you always want to test the first 10, 20, 30 iterations of a workflow manually to make sure it's working as you expect correctly and there's no bugs in it. Specifically, if you're using an LLM, in this case, we are not, but we're still going to err on the side of caution and just store these in drafts. So the first handful can be manually reviewed. After they are validated, then we can send the actual email. The bottom flow is essentially the same. We just have to use a text parser in there. So we need a separate workflow for that route. But that is the QuickBooks invoice automation workflow.